Hello and welcome back to the DanGoesOutdoors YouTube channel. As I always say, if you haven't watched any of my videos before, feel free to subscribe. I do videos most Sunday mornings, so that's what you get in return. And I was really glad to see on my last video, which was a barbel fishing video, I got quite a few subscribers off the back of that. And yeah, I was kind of waiting for that because the close season is always a bit of a dip in the channel, you know. The carp start spawning and things, I start messing about doing a bit of lure fishing and whatever, and it does drag the average down a bit. But yeah, it's like you're all back, and yeah, I really appreciate it. So thank you to everybody who watched that video and subscribed afterwards, and of course thank you to all my my OG guys who are there commenting every week. And yeah, I love it. It gives me a real boost, gets me back out here doing it, because yeah, the fishing I love, the editing and that can sometimes be a bit of a drag, but after that session it's a really successful one. So yeah, I couldn't actually wait to get home, download the footage and get cracking at it. But yeah, I'm out barbel fishing again today. I'm on a river that I haven't fished for a little while, to be honest. Not barbel fished it anyway. Sorry, there's a lorry going by. Yeah, I've not barbel fished it for a little while because I did it a lot a couple of seasons ago and didn't do very well. I caught a few chub and lost one big fish actually in this swim. So I've come back this year because I've got a session today and I thought I'm gonna try it. I know this river doesn't have many fish in it. It gets fished a lot. It's got its problems with otters and crayfish as well. In fact, I found a claw down there. So they are still here. So I'm gonna have to change my approach a bit. I'm just gonna fish one rod. I'm normally a 2-rod guy, but look at this swim. It is savage out there. You've got a big fallen tree there, trees down the bank, all sorts. I'll get up and give you a little bit of a tour in a moment. But all my hook links are 12 pound mono. So I'm looking at that and thinking, I've lost a fish here before on 12 pound mono, so I'm gonna tie up a coated braid hook link before I get started. And that'll give me a good chance to show you guys how I go about that. And yeah, maybe it'll give you an idea where to start if you do get in a swim like this yourselves. Here we go, I have jumped ahead a bit here, just cut out a couple of the boring bits. What I've already done is taken my coated braid, which was 20 pound soft coated braid. You can use 15 if you like as well. I just happen to have 20 with me. I stripped back about 6 inches of it, tied a hair loop and put my bait on, which in this case is going to be a 14mm halibut pellet. And that there is a little bit of a cut down fake piece of corn with the hair stop there. And what that does is when you're using pre-drilled pellets, you see they can slide up and down the hair really easily. And sometimes that makes your hair stop fall out. So that little bit of rubber you see just keeps the hair stop in place. And yeah, you can do all sorts of things. You can use bands, you can use screws or whatever, but that's what I do to keep my bait on, and I'm sure that little bit of colour doesn't hurt either. So then I threaded on a little bit of hook silicone there. You can see maybe 8mm of it, and I've put on a size 6 wide gate. Now I'm just going to quickly set the length of the hair, and where I want it is, that's about right, to be fair. I like my hook silicone where the hook begins to turn, you know, where the bend starts to happen, and about maybe 10mm approximately between that hook silicone and the top of the bait. So there's a bit of movement there, but it's not so far that when the fish takes the bait, you know, the hook's not going to fly in, God, seconds later and we miss that opportunity. So we just tie the knotless knot now, which is, if you've not done it before, thread the braid through the back of the eye, always the back towards the point. Whip it down a few times. Because we've got that hook silicone on there, we only have to do it maybe 5-6 times. If you were using a knotless knot to set the length of the hair, then just keep whipping down until you're where you want to be. And then again, from the back of the eye towards the point. And that's it on. Now you can just cast that out like that and sure you'll catch lots of fish, but just to improve it a little bit, I thread another little bit of silicone tubing down the hook link, and I push that over the eye of the hook, over the knot, keeps everything in place and forces everything to sort of angle in a bit. Just moisten it, point down towards the fish's bottom lip, and I've just found that that really helps to hook fish. Originally I only did it on my mono rigs to stop the heavy nylons from unwrapping, but now I do it on these rigs as well, and I find that since I've got little bits like this all the time in my tackle box, I kind of might as well do it. And that's that done. So I've got my hook, a few inches of exposed coated braid there, and then yeah, what I'm going to do is go to the other end of the rig and tie quite a big loop, which is what I use to attach the rig to my lead clip, and also allows me to thread a PVA bag down, so more attraction in that. And I don't want too long a rig in this situation because I'm in a tight snaggy swim. I think that looks about right. I'm not necessarily measuring it, but I'd say that's probably about a foot, maybe 14, 16 inches, something like that. I'm just going to tie a nice strong figure of 8 in the end here. Really moisten that down. That's how you get good, clean loops that go straight out in line with the rest of your hook link, is to properly moisten that and pull on both the tag end and the hook link at the same time. That's it done. That's going to be my extra strong hook link today. I might cast this one out and probably tie another one as well, just as a spare. Crayfish do have a habit of blunting your hooks and things, as do the rivers in general. You know, everything's moving around down there. So it'd be good to have a spare, and if I don't use it today, I'm sure it'll come in handy on one of my other rivers. So yeah, I'm going to loop that onto my lead clip, get it out there. So just to continue on from that rig tying, this is normally what I use at the other end of the rig. A lead clip. I like a lead clip because when I'm moving swims, I can pull that tail rubber, take the lead or feeder or whatever off. I can change it really quickly. It's also super safe, you know, if that main line breaks, that lead clip, this is the style where the swivel can pull out, but also during the fight that lead can pull off. And yeah, if a fish does go ploughing through the snags, we're sorted. I tend to use at least kind of 2.5, 3 ounces, and that would do in this situation. But with me just using one rod, I want to make sure it's nailed down, so I've got 4 ounces on. Also looking out there, there's like a lot of fresh grass clippings and stuff coming through, so I want something that's going to stay there a while. And yeah, if stuff gets built up around the main line, which is 12 pound by the way, that's not going to shift so easily. And then what I do is put that big loop through the swivel, use a ring swivel if you want to make it easier, and then it all gets passed back through that loop. There we go. Bed it down, and now that big loop becomes kind of like an anti-tangle sleeve in a way. And that's what's going at this end. So small PVA bag threaded down, paste wrap pellet, and I've put a shot just up the hook link there, just because I happened to find one in my tackle box. And I do notice that a lot of barbel anglers do that, and the theory is that bit of weight pulls it down into the bottom lip again. And I'm kind of thinking that with all the craze out there, that a proper solid rig that's nailed to the deck is what we need. So I'm going to feed the swim now with some 12mm boilies and some 8mm pellets, not just for the fish, but also I'm going to spread it around a bit because I kind of want to spread the crayfish out and not get them nailed onto one spot. So yeah, we'll do like quite a long run of bait, and yeah, hope that it brings the fish out but also distracts the crayfish from the hook bait. Okay, that's me set up. You've seen the rig, you know my thoughts behind the presentation, everything. One rod, no bait runner. I'm going to be waiting for that to go off, and hopefully we'll land a decent fish. If you do get a barbel here, might be a bit bigger than my sort of average stamp I get on the other rivers I fish. Yeah, really got my fingers crossed. Nothing might happen, but yeah, if it does, it could be good. It's a couple of hours since I cast out, so I'm going to wind in now, check the hook bait, see how bad the crayfish are, and yeah, put a fresh rig out there. Nothing's really happened. I think I saw one fish kind of come up and flash under the water, but I don't know what it was really. So yeah, let's hope we're not onto a loser today. Well, that stick on the hook can't help things, but hoping that got picked up on the way in. I was going to swap to a smaller lead thinking that there wasn't that much stuff getting caught on it, but maybe there is, so I don't think I'll do that. I think I'll stick with a bigger lead. Savage on my bank here. It's coming up on 6 o'clock now and still absolutely nothing has happened. I don't really know what to say because I knew I never used to get many bites here, but the other week when I was on a different river I'd caught a fish by now and I was due to catch 2 more fish, and I saw it coming and I was getting bites and things, but this just isn't happening here, and I don't think it's the swim really. I don't think I should be moving. I do like the look of this spot. I think it's a kind of area the fish will be in. I'm just hoping that after this recast I'll give it another couple of hours, and in that time the sun will set a little bit. It's clouding over now, which is nice, and maybe the fish will come out to play. But yeah, something's got to happen, otherwise it's a blank, and I don't want that. Well, it's about 9:45 now. I've stayed a lot longer than I thought I would, about 2 hours longer than I thought I would, and nothing's happened. I don't know if the big fish population here just isn't here anymore, or if I'm in the wrong swim or whatever, but nah, absolute rubbish. So really disappointed. I'm going to wind in now, go home and have a curry. Okay, it's a few weeks later, and yeah, really disappointing to have not caught on that last session. I haven't been out since, but today I've got an evening to spend wherever I like, and I've chosen to come to a different river where you see me fish a lot and I tend to do better on. The barbel are admittedly a little bit smaller, but at least they're here. And yeah, I've had a bit of a walk up and down and a swim upstream, and here I've seen barbel in. I'm keeping low because they're just behind me, just smaller fish, but still well worth catching. I have seen one good one as well and some chub. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bait these 2 swims, and probably the one downstream as well, because that's where I caught from a few weeks ago. And yeah, I quite would like to settle in there for the evening, but we'll see if we can get an opportunist catch here. What I need to do though is get the fish feeding on a particular spot rather than just trying to nick them. I'd rather get them a little bit settled and concentrated and then get my rig in, because these swims are so overgrown and that I need them in a spot where I can land them basically. So yeah, we'll put the Polaroids and a hat on, catapult a few bits of pellets out in these spots and just hope the fish respond. So there's a fish down there now. I don't know if you can see, but there is a bit of streamer weed about a third to halfway across, and that's kind of my marker. That seems to be where the fish come up to, so I'm going to bait just the other side of that, and then I'll know where to put my rig. A few bigger ones as well. That'll do for this spot. Let's go do the other one. Well, this is one of the other spots that I saw barbel in. That was going to bait, but on second thoughts, just can't get down there to fish. It is absolutely solid with nettles and pink balsam and all that. It's annoying, I'm looking at a big chub right now. But yeah, I could probably hook a fish from here. I'm sure I could land it, but how do I recover it and release it? Oh, that's annoying, we'll have to leave it. I'll have a look upstream though, see if there's any other spots I can bait. That big chub is taunting me, it's about 5 pounds. Well, this spot looks quite cool. Haven't actually seen any barbel, but I've seen a couple of good chub. Probably see that tree with a duckweed collecting in front of it. That's where they keep tucking themselves back in and coming out. So I'm going to bait it, and at least it's an option. I'm sure if those chub are there, the barbel will be as well, because even though I couldn't get into that overgrown swim, it's not too far from it, so perhaps baiting it will pull the fish up. Let's do it anyway. There we go, so tried to bait across the front of that little duckweed sunken tree run. No point in baiting in it because you know, that's not where I'm going to be casting, and if I hook a fish really close to it I won't land it. Okay, just got back to the first spot I baited. All ready for a couple of fish eating the pellets. So I think what I'm going to do is give them the time it takes for me to set up a rod, go and bait that other spot, the spot that I plan on sitting in for the evening, and then I'll get a rod in position. Ideally, I probably should have done that already, so all the disturbance is done, but they're down there, so let's let them gain my confidence. There we go. Let's get a rod together. Let's try and catch them fish. This is awesome. I've gone from that other session, just nothing happening, seeing one fish kind of half flash under the water, to now seeing fish in 3 swims. Got 3 swims baited up, and I'm the only one here. There was no one in this car park. I've ended up down here because I did want to fish upstream. There was about 5 cars in that car park. There's no one down here. I don't know if they know something I don't, but I've seen fish. Now this is proper fishing. Please excuse the helicopter. You know, handshaking while you're tying your rig. You can see them. So I'm going to sneak down there, get the rod out, just take my net, bank stick and my rod. Yeah, this is good. I can't see them right now, so it's probably a good time to do it. Well, I'm annoyed it took 2 casts because I can see the bottom. I saw that it got caught on a rock, and I am sort of regretting not putting a PVA bag on now, because that would have stopped all that happening. But yeah, it's in there, we'll see. Well, since casting out, giving it about 3/4 an hour and not seen anything, not had anything, other than 2 chub have just gone straight through the swim, didn't even stop. I can see every inch of a riverbed here. There are no fish, but that also means they can probably see me and they've sussed me out. So I think we'll give that other spot a quick try before we settle in for the evening down there. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, set up, ready to go. They're going to get the works this time, so I've put the PVA bag on and the paste wrap pellet. And what I'm also going to do differently is just throw a couple of boilies over first, just to kind of semi-spook the fish, get them out of the way before I put the rig in. That way, hopefully, they won't disappear for good, like we did in the last swim. I didn't feel a drop, so with the PVA bag still being on, Jesus, it's slipping. I just pulled it back a touch. I did feel some taps of gravel on the lead, so I'm confident it's in position. We're in. Do not be under there, mate. Let's tighten that up. Oh, I can see the stream of weed and the fish. It's under my bottom. What? Where's the barbel? You're a better view than me. There we go. Ready? Come on. No, no, no. Oh, I'm gonna lose this fish, come on. Get in the net, man. Not sure how much about you saw. It's a bit hectic, really. I kind of didn't expect to bite so quickly. It just went, and then it fought like crazy over there, but came back really quick. And I thought, oh, it must have been a chub, you know. You beat that first run, then you land them. It's a nice little barbel. That's cool, Opportunist style. Well, the fish is actually splashing away in a net there, so I'm happy it's recovered, giving it about five or so minutes. And yeah, it's been very hot recently, so I'm very happy that that fish is still giving it the big one. We'll get it out, have a look at it. So this is the exact same hook link I tied a few weeks ago, the stronger one, and I dare say we needed it. Often get comments about the strength of tackle I use. You know, I tend to use these light carp rods, proper bait runners with 12-pound line and all that. But when you see all those snags and weed and things, you kind of feel like you need it. There we go, duckweed and all, nice little barbel. And this is the sort of fish I was seeing, just going up and down, having a little dip and a feed here and there. And yeah, I think that's quite a good bit of opportunist angling there. Pretty proud of myself to have seen a fish, baited for them, got everything in position quietly this time, you know. In that other swim I did kind of muck it up a bit, but this one was brilliant. Ooh. It's fizzing away back there. That's not very dignified. That's cool, we've caught one now. I am gonna go and fish our other swim now. I only saw a handful of fish when I was walking up and down here, and this one has completely ruined this swim, so we'll get set up for the evening down there, hopefully catch one or two more. That's awesome though. Yeah, we've not blanked. Good release, kicking away and then gone. Right, let's get on the move. Right, first rod going in, and I am going to try and get 2 rods going in this swim. Done it before and it's worked, so let's hope it works this time. Right, second rod going in, and the good news is this rod has already done a massive bang round it. It got absolutely throttled, I thought I was in. I might have to redo that one, but yeah, I'm very confident there's big fish in this swing. I'm gonna say this is a better fish. I just got done on it, definitely, and moments later it went anyway. Brilliant. Oh no, do not go for that. That's really cool. Yeah, I got a big bang on it while I was setting up this rod. I just got done over. I'm pretty sure that was a fish getting away with it. And then it kind of rattled a little bit afterwards and then it just went. That was amazing. So that's 2 barbel. Come on. Right, let it recover. And we'll get it out and have a look. That's a lovely, clean fish, that one. Brilliant, good fight. Trying to get me in them trees on the far bank, but yeah, we turned it. Spin it round. Yeah, I'm pretty happy because that's 2 fish, considering that last trip was a blank. And it's only about 5 o'clock, so got another couple of hours or so. Maybe we'll get another one. Be nice to make it a hat trick. But yeah, that's cool fishing. That I'm really happy. Right, a couple of pictures, and we'll get it back. Just putting this rod back out. I'm actually going to redo the upstream rod as well, because when I was landing that fish, actually when I was releasing it, I caught the line with the handle of the net and dragged the rig out of position. So we'll redo it, make sure it's all set, and I'll put a bike camera on, and hopefully if we get another run, we'll get it on tape. Well, while I've been sat here eating some leftover pizza from yesterday, I chucked in a bit of crust. And a chub took it downstream, so I've chucked in a few more bits. And they are taking them, so I've wound in my downstream rod, put on a surface hook, and I'm going to give it a go, see if I can catch my first chub off the top. So that's okay. Got to drift a long way down. Well, pizza crust didn't work. I definitely know the difference between a freebie and a one that on the hook and line. So back to the barbel. Bit splashy. Look at this lot. Just coming to the end of my session. Eight youngsters. I've got one and that's enough for me. Come on, keep going. Well, I am gonna knock it on the head there. It's funny, it's about 9 o'clock now. It's been raining for the last hour and nothing's happened since I caught that last fish. No indications of there being any other barbel in the swim at all. So yeah, a bit disappointed that we didn't get another fish, because normally as you go into the evening, it gets better, it doesn't get worse. But it's just not happened today for whatever reason. So yeah, we'll pack away, we'll get home. Thank you so much for watching. It's been, yeah, a tough session followed by a really nice session. I've enjoyed this one, figuring out the fish as I did, catching that opportunist one and then coming down here and getting another one. That was great. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe for more to come and I'll see you next time. Right, I'm getting out of here.